not allowed to talk to this part because third-party content, YouTube. Some third-party content on YouTube isn't exactly legal. You'll get like a red box or a red box video or a red exclamation point, like, you know, like some type of Napster or Google Plus, Microsoft infringement or something like that, and a cease and desist type thing. But really, there's two of them. One's a copyright notice type thing, like this is just blocked, you know, and the other one will still get the red box because of third-party content, which is not considered your own original content, but rather than try to take your video down, they just want to be part of it type thing with a little bit of credit. And so if you acknowledge the video music or something like that, then they'll put up like a business plan Google ads through your video, you know, and so but the video isn't blocked, but you still have that red box. It makes it looks all serious and stuff, and it isn't. To avoid that, I make a lot of videos with how I think Google owns YouTube, and if you go into the tools, then you can find that. I might one day do that or something like that. Have to print screen it and put it together, things of that nature, but we'll see. Here, get some processes in that, uploading anything to my phone. I'm not supposed to do this in a factory, so go in and upload rather than just disable them. We're really disabling them, but we're not permanently disabling them, just temporarily off switching some programs here, so they don't have to run in the background. Doing a system video compilation. This is Movie Plus by Seraph. It's pretty good software. Pretty good software there. Key here. Okay. Drop this here. Well, that seems. Hang on. I think I did here. Yeah. It's gonna be a Rajai. That's here. It's gonna import an image here. Okay. Here. Use this. Do view track. Import now. Okay, and we go here. This is here. Just got this to work here. There. I put that there. But if for here, I can go to galleries, and then what we got here? That's galleries there, and then you're gonna have text one, and then from text there's gonna be a presets up at the top. You're gonna hit that, and then that's where you can keep all your effects with add to library, and then you can throw those in there. There, some of those you'll probably recognize a couple, but I've already got one working, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right there. Okay, let's see here. I don't really need that. Let's see that here. Here. Transform that. Let's go there. And let's go there. I'm going to take this here and I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and bring this in there, right there, and here, and take this here, put another one of these in here, there, here. Transform this. Actually, pan and zoom this one to here. And we have to do one. Yeah. Okay. It's doubles. Okay. There. Yes. Okay, here. And then we're gonna put that on close. And we're gonna bring here to here, here, to here. Here to here. See what that looks like there. Safe on there. Okay. Right. Here. Really what I wanted. Okay. I'm gonna go here. Here. There. Hello and welcome back to Dipping Stage Block 9, looking at baseball and Raji Davis here. What we're doing is going over the character to stolen bases, his profile and the tops, Major League Baseball 11 the show. 14 is the newer version. I'm on 11 right now, and I'm checking their stats. Their bunting capability is 56, and plate vision. Clutch is 73, plate discipline is 63, plate vision put that to, looks like I'm putting it to 91, and putting discipline up to 79, arm strength of 68, 81 speed. Now I'm pushing that up to 92 speed, and matching his base running ability of 92, and aggression off the bags towards from stealing of 91.
Hello and welcome back to Dimming Stage Block 9, looking at baseball, and Rajai Davis here. What we're doing is going over the character and his stolen bases, his profile and the tops, Major League Baseball 11 to show. 14th number version, I'm on 11 right now, and I'm checking their stats. Their bunting capability is 56, and plate vision. Clutch is 73, plate discipline is 63, plate vision put that to, looks like I'm putting it to 91, and putting discipline up to 79, and arm strength of 68, 81 speed, and I'm pushing that up to 91, 92 speed, and matching space running ability of 92, and aggression off the bags towards from stealing of 91. Of 91.
Okay, the reason for that, from baseballreference.com, great site for information. Rajai had stolen bases of 50 for the most. He hits 42, and we didn't really have a speed that was related to his 42 stolen bases. He had like an 88 speed, and I thought he was a little bit faster than that, so I went back in to update it. Eventually, I'll get around to getting an updated system with updated stats. But for right now, and it's been a great chance to show Edit Player of Major League Baseball, the show, in their franchise, which I'm assuming the MLB 14 does the exact same adjustment. But that it's been a lot of fun. I've never seen the in of the character, and I've been updating the team as best as I can. My team's a little bit different from theirs. They're active 25 and 40 are basically the same players that they hired for this year, but some of the other players they decided to send down to the minors and in AAA rather than keep them on the 25 roster. Like Evan Reed is on their team, and he's probably in AAA. Phil Cook was in AAA last year, recovering from injury, but he spent more time down there than he did up in the majors. I'm not sure why. Ian Kroll is on their team, and I think he came over with the Nationals for the Lamberdosi trade, who went to the Orioles while they were doing their shortstop thing with the glacis and the shin splints for him, and then hired Andrew Romine and Alex Gonzalez, and I kind of missed the Alex Gonzalez part, with Peralta, who was out in the outfield, is now with the Cardinals. Just a lot going on there. So a lot of adjustment to the team and demonstrating that. Rajai Davis is one of their aspects that they have. He doesn't play shortstop, but he is a leadoff, in my opinion, on the team. He is on the major one for Detroit this year, but he's bats ninth at the bottom of the lineup with kind of an X-time or throw of the Cardinals instead of a Furcall or Jimmy Rollins leadoff, and using his speed and his 42 stolen bases or 50 stolen bases at the top of the lineup. And generally the leadoff person is a good gauge for hitting for the contact people coming up, and then the power hitter and the cleanup hitter. but sometimes you put your best speed up at the top of the lineup so that they can get on and then be hit in by the contact or power hitter and score a run. After they steal a base and they get a single off the contact hitter or a power hitter, if they get a double or something like that, that will easily score to the speed guy, and that puts points up on the board. Most prefer that the power guys hit home runs, but that's not always the case in a league with bat ball positioning. The best thing that you can do is come up with an Ichiro slap or poke, and that poke is probably going to be a muscled out home run, but really it's probably going to be a double or a hard single, and that allows the person who stole the base up to second from the speedster to now get around second to third, and then from third to home on a single that's hit into the outfield. That's the lineup I believe that Detroit should have, and that's how I build them, and also, or have been building the team makeup for the previous Detroit.25.Active, which is the 25 active roster players of the Detroit Tigers team. That's the way I manipulate them, benchmark their players out of the 40, which the 15 remaining doesn't travel with the team. They're either at home or they're down in AAA. The Detroit 25, the 25 roster is the one that actually travels with the team, or you see daily, and the pitchers are on that, but they're either in the bullpen or on the bench. Usually about 13 to 15 infielders, outfielders, and catchers, and 10 pitchers or something like that. Being the closer, relief pin, and the 5 starters. 5 starters, a couple of relief pin, that's like 8 or 9, and then the closer for 10. And then that's 10. 25 minus 10 is 15 remaining players for the catchers, the first baseman, third baseman, outfielders, left field, right field, center field, shortstop, and second base, along with designated hitter for the pitcher in the American League. But all that comes down to still trying to strategically place your power, contact, or lead with power on as the first person to hit in your lineup, or to use somebody with 42 or 50 stolen bases from previous seasons. So thanks for listening. This has been Chad Brown, and this has been just an insight to Rajai Davis, a very great candidate along with Kinsler. I believe Kinsler has a higher on-base percentage for him to do steals with, but technically he's never had 50 stolen bases compared to Rajai Davis, 20 behind in his best season, although he had 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases twice in his career. Usually tends to normal population out to about 15. I guess that's dimming statistics of upper and lower control limit. Sometimes he's up at 30, but he's really around 15 to 20 and wants to steal more bases. And he could. But for me, it works better in a lineup to have Rajai in front of him with his 50 stolen bases, and then have Kinsler either a hard single or a bunt over. He's got kind of National League mentality when it comes to bunting and being a help as the second spot on the lineup to get that runner over if he can't get the steal. And he'll bunt over, sacrifice himself, go to 1 out, and then Rajai will be on second with 1 out, and then Austin Jackson and then Miguel Cabrera could come up in that inning. Either one of them could probably hit the single in with good contact, and Miguel, of course, being the Triple Crown winner, and bring that Rajai over around third and then into home once that dumps into the outfield, or gets slapped into the outfield as a line drive, a skipper, and it's great stuff. And then they get multiple at-bats in the game, and maybe you can put up multiple runs, or in the other cases, maybe Miggy will get something more squared up and hit a home run off of that, and it'll make it like 4-0, 4-1, 4-2. In general, sometimes Kinsler and Rajai can get on, and then maybe double steal or wild pitch or something, and worrying, or a bulk, and worrying about them being on base. Or Austin Jackson, also capable of more bunting than recognized, kind of like a Curtis Granderson of the Yankees, or Soriano, who went to like the Rangers and Yankees and was with the Cubs, can bunt them over, and then first and second becomes second and third with 1 out, and then Mickey can come up to the plate. So exciting stuff, usually about 3 or 4 bats in a game, and definitely a difference maker the component strategic build for the Detroit Tigers to be Detroit.25.Active. I probably should have said thank you to everybody. No, okay, and let's close that. I probably shouldn't have said thank you to everybody. I was here. I didn't expect that to go that long. That's 8 minutes here. I'm gonna go here, and just gonna put that image out there. Out to 8 minutes here. I'm gonna take a break here, and we're gonna replace that battery, and we're gonna remove some information here, and we'll get back to the recording here and do it in compilation. Alright, be back in a minute. Okay, so we're gonna change this real quick here, and I changed my camera, so we can do that here, and do this here. So from your remote, when it blinks like that, take out. Beforehand I didn't used to use recharge, but then I'm like, I always use remotes and mouses. This actually takes a double A, and now I do. So that's here, and that's here. Get a look inside. It says positive, and on. That's the positive in there type thing there. So we're gonna put that in there the way it said it wanted, and I think we're set. And you just line up your prongs type thing there, and there we go. We're using a fresh recharge battery. And I'll take care of this later. Alright, good. And then you just throw it in the recharger, and then the recharger you put it in the prong there type thing there. There you go. Alright, let's see, where were we? Let's go here, and let's go over there. Oh, Detroit.25.Active here,
and then first and second becomes second and third with one out, and then Mickey can come up to the plate. So exciting stuff, usually about 3 or 4 bats in a game, and definitely a difference maker. The component strategic build for the Detroit Tigers to be Detroit.25.Active.
Okay. So check my picture.
Detroit.25.Active.
And then I can delete that one, select back up in here, and make that even, and save it again, and there we go. And now we're going to export the movie. You can put it directly on Facebook, but I never do. I send it to file, and other like Pinterest is almost equivalent. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm trying Instagram probably, or I know there's some anime gamer ones. Tumblr, I think does Cartoon Network with video, maybe slightly type thing. I'm trying to think. There's anyway. So we're gonna do that here, and we're gonna hit that. I guess we can zoom out a little bit here. There we go. And we're gonna come here, and we're gonna check our export settings there, and then we're gonna hit finish. Then I want to know if we can keep the name there. Go here, and there, and I'm gonna hit it in there. Okay. And then now it's starting to do the video in the background, and it's compressing it. And then we'll do let's see here. we're looking at about 11 minutes. Okay. I'll probably just turn this here. See, we got that here, here. And that's the green bar. Turn this here. And not sure if that can be in focus there. That's here. That's hour mark first, and then minutes, seconds, and thousands of seconds. So it's about 8 minutes and 45 seconds, about 9 minutes. And we're compressing. It's probably going to take another 4 minutes to compress. In general, I like to use the task manager to lower some of my programs that I'm not needing to worry about during the compression and just compress a little bit more cleanly. Because it doesn't need to run the other programs in the background, especially since I'm not using them during compression. The only thing I'm doing is compressing that video, and so I don't need to run my HTC uploader type things. I'm not uploading anything during the movie plus serif compression. I'm not running web serif, draw, or web plus type thing in the background, working on a web page while I was doing this movie at the same time, and saving both of them. I'm just working on the movie, so I don't need that program open. I don't need Microsoft Word open, and if it was open, could either close it or close it in Task Manager, so that the computer doesn't have to keep checking with Word to make sure that it's standby okay while it's working on the video type thing. That takes a processor away from it to go check on another program that didn't need to be open in the first place during the video editing and compilation. To losing 50 or 60% to memory check type thing of other programs that I'm not doing anything in. I'm not building any PowerPoint slides at the current moment, so I don't really need PowerPoint open during video compression. Just sitting there. Then when that's closed, then you get that CPU processing unit percent from the opening of that program, or maintaining opening of that program, back towards the regular bit, and that could go to your movie. Makes that a little bit smoother. We usually do. I'm not directly plugged in. I'm using Netgear right now. Charter used to have a Netgear, like 50 or 100 or something like that. There's like models like 900 and 1000 and things of that nature these days. But it became, I guess, hmm, uh, ubiquitous to uh, the to put in every house, like as a cost finance report, to put a Netgear 1000 in like everybody's house to guarantee the internet speed of Wi-Fi. Now that 1001 probably does like a gigabyte. It's almost like a Verizon 4G network. So and everybody in your house can wide area network or local area network LAN through Linux or some type of box to split that bandwidth, and they won't feel it. Because it'll just make that bandwidth out of the internet communication, it'll just split that 100 for everybody type thing. There's got more than enough token ringing capability of that 100 to do so. It'll feel like you'll split down to 20 or something like that, but it actually manages the protocol well enough for you guys to be in and out. So really not that complicated. Alright, so we got here, and we're going to close that, and we don't really need that anymore. And this video is going to go on before it, but I wanted to show during the process of how I usually go through a video through WebServe to get there. And there's some other like post boards like on Twitter, and JobClick is my company that I'm working on. Occasionally I like to keep that board fresh with some of the other technology things. I know this is not job related or recruitment related, but you know, just to send something out to them, let them know, I guess, on recruitment software, other things with journalistic capabilities I should be in, so that the site doesn't just not have any posts or any other type of information. It is true though, you could web serve or YouTube up. Well, anyway, there's a lot of technology out there, and definitely part of firing talent and also inspiring companies to your talent. So that is interesting. And let's go here, and that YouTube. Depending on if a picture says 1,000 words compared to a resume, then you could say that you did an experiment or some type of algorithm, or you could have, you know, some other content and different post delivery methods of that algorithm or program, and you know, maybe that would help them understand you or what you can deliver. It's really exciting, and that's upload. And Juego Bonito, El Juego Bonito, the soccer and World Cup. Let's see here. The tax exemption brought up by Colbert, it's an interesting thing, because Brazil won't get any tax money or certain revenue from the World Cup. Like, they're missing 250 million in tax revenue from the event, and they didn't leave the stadium near Brazil's soccer team so that they could practice. So that's really interesting what's going on down there. And that's why there's been protests and things of that nature. I'm not sure if they brought in outside contractors or how many Brazilians were actually hired to complete the work either. That's probably why they're a little disappointed down there. But congratulations to America winning their first game, in a belated gratuity or something, yeah, or thank you, yeah. Belated thank you to the effort of the U.S. team in playing. Let's see here. We're gonna go here, and there we go. And that's our video. And now we're gonna upload that to Facebook there, or YouTube, and then see there, it's working on it, and that's uploading. Now from a green status bar, we're at a blue status bar. I'm blue haired, just like American Dad, double blue haired, with the twin blue haired. And we're gonna do that here. This is a baseball one, so we're gonna put that there. That's tops, and then do this here. That's Rajai Davis, and really, what pray tell is his real name. Yeah. And put myself in there. These are search terms for YouTube when you're searching up a video and you're giving them tags for the spider to locate. Like that. Now that's found some images there, and that's a Raji, and that's the steel. I'm gonna probably set this one there as the image. It's good that I found that. Raji Davis is a candidate. Should I use a verb be? Candidacy. Candidacy. There we go. For leadoff. Relies on his ability relates to his ability to steal bases. In essence, a leadoff, a hitter, a player, in the lineup with 50, 42, and 42 stolen bases in their career, must carry convincing weight of statistical evidence for hitting leadoff in the lineup. Leadoff for Detroit 25 active lineup. Raji Davis candidacy. Let's go here. Raji Davis, increasing speed of the Tigers. Okay, and this is by tops. I'm gonna put Detroit 25 active. That's what I call them. You could say it's the 25 players that are active for a Detroit Tigers team or something like that. Or you can say Detroit Tigers active, 25 active, or something like that. Or they're actively with 25 players with 40 in their full team, and then the rest remaining within AAA, AA, and single A. Toledo Mud Hens is their AAA. Their AA is the Erie Seawolves in Ohio, I think, off the Erie Canal. And although I'm not sure if the Erie Canal with the Lake Michigan and the other lakes above there in Lake Superior have any seawolves, I do not know that. Let's see here. I like to open up another window and then go back in to here. I'm going to go ahead and mute that so that we don't hear anything else. And I was looking for the Rogadon and stuff. That's here. I'll go to my video manager in there. And then here, it didn't load up the image in there. So I'm going to load up the image that I made for it. And it doesn't say any third-party content or anything like that for any problems in upload before publishing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick here. And I'm going to go into edit here, and then I'm going to do a custom thumbnail there. And kind of load it up here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go back here. Leave this page here, and then I'm gonna add a custom thumbnail there. And now it says it has an image there, but it didn't show that image. It couldn't capture it. So now we basically have like double the image of him doing his steal, and his Detroit.Active featured newsletter there is the speed stealing capability of Rajai Davis as what he delivers to the team to be a leadoff. And there's Rajai. It's AI. Interesting. And so it's our RAJAI is his official name. He's got 2 A's in his Rajai, which I thought was like the Johnny Show cartoon. It's actually got 2 A's in it. And let's see here. That's Rajai there. Detroit Tigers professional sports team. Yeah, go ahead and put that up there in the suggested tags. And let's go back here. That's suggested tags down there at the bottom, and they're asking me what do you want to put tag wise in there, and that's good. And let's see, Detroit city or town, that's fine. And we can put run in there. And speed is good. And they're known for hockey, but I'm happy with that. Then I usually like to see it sit for a minute with the image before publishing, so that I know that it took it into account, the picture. And then when you go into your video manager back in YouTube in a second window, you should see the picture without any third-party problems. And now up at the top it does see the picture rather than that gray picture type thing with not finding an image. So I'm going to close that out, and that means that's ready to be published. And that's here, and then I'm going to switch here and here.
Hello and welcome back to Dimming Stage Block 9, looking at baseball.
Okay, and then here you can share your own video across the bottom. And I wasn't going to publish it before now, but I am going to here. This is our video total right there that are online, and that's the like button with there, and that's tweeting to the account there. Can do that. And then you can share it to Facebook, and can share it to Google like that. And I will probably put this I'll probably put this on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has some video game producers there, like Greg Badalucco, and he was a producer for Major League Baseball, the show. He's done like 5 years of it as a producer, like from like 2007. And he's looked at my profile. I knew somebody who could reach him by content and on the premium LinkedIn, and he did look at my resume. He didn't get back to me. I might not have enough video game or storyboarding experience to inspire that, but I was happy that he did take his time to look at my profile, and I could see that in my viewed profile messages, and that was kind of neat. that you got a video game designer, of some experience to look and at your thing and go, see much. But I'll put that up there, and I'll put this on LinkedIn because I'll put this edit video on LinkedIn as well. And I hope they don't mind. There's some other science uh, education video game like ABC Mouse or Leapfrog that have looked at my profile. Not really, they're like that, but they had a different name for mechanics of stylus and using a PDA or smartphone or smart tablet type thing to do so. I've got some C++ programming, that's object-oriented programming, but not a lot. And I've done some Flash for Nick Manhattan, Zimmer radio stations, and done a lot of web pages. I'm at ChadBrown.2012.co with no M, like company, just CO. And that's me there. And that's my portfolio there. And you can see that. And there is some Star Wars and Final Fantasy stuff on there with the Omni kit and thinking with the device and doing some manipulation of it and getting ahead of that. But there's a Star Wars one there, and there you go. Working with Serif. This is built by Serif Web Plus. I haven't finished that type thing. Some of the videos are at the bottom, and you can launch those into the character, and that'll do that there. Hopefully, this is my content, so hopefully that won't count as third-party content. And that's Dimming, Walter Edward Dimmings. And it's not enough to do your best, you must know what to do before you do your best. Then you can do
I'm not going to auto level up, I'm going to hit A and level myself up. Skills, hit like 1, doing demolitions here. And now feet, I take 2 weapon fighting type thing. Not sure if I can take weapon focus yet. I want to do improved toughness is level 4. That. So I'm probably going to start on my 2 weapon fighting thing, or flurry of it type thing. I'm going to use flurry. It's an implant type thing too.
And some of those are free, but they've got 3 steps in them.
Extra melee attack turn around. Character has to suffer -4 defense while using his feet, and for 3 seconds afterwards.
Okay, and stuff like that. And also up there is my Keller graduate projects. It's a school, St. Louis. Keller graduate subsidiary DeVry, School of Business Management, kind of like the Washington U. Olin Business School, and 14 classes there. 11 of those classes had senior projects equivalent type thing in the master program. So some of those are up there. Their whole pages and synopses aren't up there, but short description of their projects are up on that site with my portfolio page, and that's just Chad Brown there. And here you just type in with Chad Brown 2012 dot and then C and then O, and there's no M on it type thing. And that's how you get to me, or you could probably find me through Bing or Google, Bing Rewards or something of that nature. And some of my sites are in here. If you click on the circles, I think you can see this is what made this. I think Web Plus or something like that. I can't remember their name. Made that program, the WoW slider. That's what it is. And went ahead and customized that and put it towards putting this up through GoDaddy and the host of it, and now the sliders on there, and then vertical blind slides in the different websites that I've done that I've made in portfolio. That was MEP's 25th anniversary. That was with the tree and the words have been like the St. Louis Arch because it was in St. Louis, Missouri for the anniversary. That's the SWE registration. Worked on that for their egg dropping contest at UMR. And there's a bunch of other stuff in there. Worked at TI there. And not sure if TI is up in here. There's a Zimmer radio station and with AJ, and did a lot of work for their website, their Marines Toys for Tots, and their just updates, and KSYN. That video should be somewhere up on here, probably in my portfolio, and that's really cool. Here, if you go down, that was one for Kickstarter, and that's here. If you roll over these things, you won't see anything until you go up towards that arrow top there, and then hit on that while rolling over. Oh, but I moved it, so I've got to update that. And let's see here. But that's a KSYN commercial there.
Okay, welcome back to 1d8 plus 1, the Leono Orbs. My name is Chad Brown, and what I'm going to discuss today is how to develop a rank 11 blaze fire for Ash before creature collections and just simply arm with the items that you have and the B&W outfitters. Now, in particular, to help lightning, what you want to get done is to still go into the medic and raise the commando. No, go into medic and raise up to accessory, and then from there go into commando and work out the rest of her physical abilities. Lightning has a magic side to her that works with lightning, and it's kind of like Anakin with the Force. If you've never played Knights of the Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic 2 or any of the other video games and played on the dark side, then that lightning storm or Jolie's lightning storm, a capability along with the lightsaber, or the ability to be Dooku with the lightning and also have a lightsaber is probably a concept that could be invested on for lightning. She's really good at throwing Ravager and doing both. But in the beginning of the game, I just don't think there's as much reward to get her magic over 200 and making an impact. There's the accessory right there, and when that happens, she's got string plus 4, HP 35, HP 30, accessory, and magic 5 type thing in medic, and it really didn't help her boost her magic and that capability. Now Ravager is a better class for her, and it's where her lightning strike shows up, but her butterfly knife gunblade is helped by commando and its physical capability. Its physical capability to move early on in that sense will definitely have a greater playability if you consider melee first rather than trying to throw magic in there and try to overcome the lack of magic or lack of pushability of magic through your Christogen to try to play a Ravager lightning character. Now later on, there might be way more bonuses to do so, especially with some electronic equipment out there, and she's like shortening them out with her lightning attacks, but I just don't think it's as strong in the beginning. It's probably better to switch to melee and then try to take them on through physical force.
So that's here.
Not even the Corps has access to intel on Pulse. Soldiers in the field fight blind.
Yeah, I noticed that. But don't you need to know exactly what you're up against?
Target's a target.
You like to keep it simple, don't you?
I stick to my goal.
As long as you have a goal, you can fight.
You can stay alive.
So here gonna go to YouTube real quick, and I should fix that because here there's a search box there, and that's a magnifying glass, and I could probably go through my own here. Let's see if I come up with new. Let's see there. There's another group called KS1, so I'm gonna have to go through my own video manager, and then here on the right side, there that is. How do I put this up there? And that's here. And then from that, I'm not sure if I can use that content music, but that is my flash of it, and that's an in-between in points A and B, and you're moving the video or image in between it. Flash doesn't use the whole file all the time, and it just kind of uses generic coloring points in between, like a square type thing, rather than doing it pixel by pixel, and that makes it probably cheesier but lighter, because it's not needing to memorize each pixel color type thing in between the points of the corners of the box. It just needs to remember one color rather than a million colors. So that lowers the megabytes or byte capability of the image and of the video, especially when you're doing motion in between them. That's why flash or vector, just using the vector points type thing, and just a simple hex code type thing rather than the megabyte by megabyte pixel color, is a great vector polygon fill-in compared to more live, heavier images, which could send the video north of 250 megabytes that need to be streamed out. And it's really quick and easy. Okay, so wouldn't love to play the music for it, but I think that's third-party content, and so let's see here. Maybe it isn't. No, we're probably good. And let's go here. And that was for Joplin Radio, and Nick Manhattan. They went with a different company, so with a lot more radio experience after Mars went to Socket, but finally got that video to him. He's like, I just want a commercial in Flash to advertise who we are, and so I looked at their top 10 music, and just picked some songs out of that were associated with their radio play, and then put the stars up there just in case somebody might not see them. Try to give them a dramatic entrance, like a red curtain, and then just float them across the screen with their sampling of their music. And then that was the commercial for the radio station, which showed the sample capability of what the radio station can play. That was really exciting. With what they normally play off their top 10. That was fun. It was really fun. All right, but that's Rajai Davis. we got that. He is up there, and a lot of other
Hello
players
and welcome
in
back
Detroit.25
to Dimming
Active.
Stage Block 9, looking at baseball and Rajai Davis here. What we're doing is going over...
But if you ever get a chance, some subscribers, 11 subscribers, and 11,000 views. That's Job Click, a long time ago here.
Alright, welcome back. Hello, my name is Chad Brown. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. I'm here to talk about myself and a little bit about my company called JobClick, currently found at jobclickindex.com. I should say currently because I have business cards in it. Here. Let's go here. That's right there. And the whole point of this presentation type thing in this trailer was to demonstrate the business card and the website type thing in that type of sense. And a job click type thing, when I had my cards printed up, it was for a jobclick.co type thing in that type of sense. And then if I go here to this side here, that's CO right there. And that's .co, ChadBrown.2012.co. That's my personal website. But my business website, which is tied in to my research, is about basically setting a consumer price index or more of a kind of a saber matrix of baseball to a resume. And from that concept type thing.
So I do a lot of baseball, and out of curiosity, there's the hitting and fielding, along with looking at talent for more matrix or matrices capability, and performance matrix are things that do exist, and but they're not really as advertised to all that fruition work through a GPA. It sort of is, but sort of isn't. There's a lot more other relatable information, like a batting average is probably a GPA, but a batting average really doesn't say stolen bases or triples of total whiskey, the 22 in one season, or I mean it kind of does, but it really, or Miggy's like 43, 44 home runs. You can assume that because they have a high batting average that they do so. Most home run hitters are 279 or 269 for a maximum hitting a home run and minimum getting struck out. It's really the Ichiros that normally have a 300 batting average or 310 from getting more consistent singles and things like that. Thanks for listening to my video and understanding the process of going from WebSerif to YouTube to putting and sharing Rajai Davis and Detroit.25 Active. Thanks again for watching, and have a great one out there.